we're all the way to the divisional round of the playoffs. I mean, just like that, we're to that point. And thank God the Cowboys lost. That's all I can say. Yeah, we got some games to go over. Good matchups. Very good matchups. On to the show.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It is man Club Boy Bales, and welcome to another weekly predictions episode of Wisco Sports. We're getting down to the final countdown. We're getting there. We're getting really close. But we got 8 teams that remain in the postseason. It was 12, went down 6. Now you got to add in Tennessee and Green Bay. I think we are ready for an epic showdown between these 8 teams. Obviously, the winners of these teams will go on to play in the championship games. Obviously, AFC and NFC. Obviously, these were some great games last week. Unbelievable things happened that haven't happened in a while. But, you know what? We're going to enjoy the ride for what it's worth. We had some very great games that we watched. And can't wait to see what happens for the Packers. And, of course, not just the Packers, but every team going in to this unbelievable playoffs. So, of course, we got some games to go over. There's only 4 of them, so not much to talk about, but obviously I got to make my decisions on who I think is going to advance on to the next round. So anyways, let's start this thing off. We start off with the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tennessee Titans. Of course, Cincinnati, most surprising team in the NFL this year. We knew that the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks, this was a team you don't want to mess with. But they have to now face a team with an offense that's really good. Now, the only problem is Tennessee has been without Derrick Henry for a very long time, so who knows? When he's probably will play. If he doesn't play, then I think this could be another result. But Derrick Henry, who knows if he's going to be completely healthy enough to really look like King Henry out there. Tennessee, their offense has been playing a lot better. They were able to get the bye, somehow able to get the bye. But you know what? Obviously, we saw what this offense can look like without your starting 3 stars. I mean, no Derrick Henry, no A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones was out for a lot of the time this year. Without a lot of your star players, you're not going to be proficiently that good. Now, when they're all together, Tennessee is good, and Tennessee is very good. Offensively, Tennessee is, I think, a team that could really be good down the line. Cincinnati, I think, is going to be a franchise team in the future. This team at Cincinnati that I've been seeing, Joe Burrow is very much looking like he's going to be the next Tom Brady. I can't believe I'm saying those words, but that's what it's looking like. He has already a loaded offense in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Mixon that surround him. He's got some guys that are just super good. Tennessee, you know, I don't know if they're really the team that you'll see demolish in teams that are in the playoffs. I don't know what else to say, but when I look at these two teams, both teams, their weakness is their defenses. They both don't have the greatest defense. However, from second half standpoints, Cincinnati plays better in the second half. Tennessee, their defense goes collapsing in the second half. I know it's a weird reasoning, but I see Cincinnati winning this game. I just have a feeling. Cincinnati just gives me that feeling. I just don't really believe that Tennessee is like that good of a team that can really move on. Even with or without Derrick Henry, I think Cincinnati is going to get it done. I just have that feeling. Next up, San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers. Of course, if I talk too much about this game, I apologize. But here's this game. Green Bay obviously had the bye. Aaron Rodgers is feeling healthy. They're getting all their people back. David Bakhtiari, Zadarius Smith, Jair Alexander, Randall Cobb, Whitney Merciless, Billy Turner, Josh Myers. All these people that missed all this time this year are all coming back. I mean, I can't even believe it to think about it. Now, obviously, of course, Jenkins and Tanyan tore their ACL, so they're obviously out. But everyone who really didn't think that they were going to even come back this year, they came back, Now San Francisco, they got into the playoffs because of an unbelievable game in the Rams. They also went into Cowboy Stadium and beat the Cowboys. I don't think you should really sit there and say, oh, well, this is going to be an easy game for the Packers. No, it ain't. San Francisco could easily upset Green Bay, and I could see it happening. The thing is, the only difference is, there's no indoor stadium, there's no nice weather, there's no heat. You're going into the cold of the frozen tundra. I'm not concerned about Aaron Rodgers because he's used to this. He practices outside in this weather, and they've been practicing outside this week to get used to the weather. With their people coming back, could this screw up the defense for the Packers? Or could it make them better? Now, San Francisco, they are a little bit banged up on defense. Obviously, they will probably play. Fred Warner and Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. They're banged up. Bosa's got a concussion. Warner's got an ankle injury. I see they're going to probably both play because they feel like they have no choice at this point. Also, Jimmy Garoppolo's dealing with a sprained shoulder. He might not even play. I don't think it's going to be an issue. But it's crazy to see that, there's some issues going on with San Francisco. But their running game is what the running game looks like exactly how it did in 2019, which does frighten me a little bit. Now, I don't think Elijah Mitchell is going to have that Raheem Mostert performance that he had 2 years ago. But, Deebo Samuel has been unbelievable. He's a receiver. He's a running back. He's even throwing the ball. He's been some sort of an unbelievable player. It's been pretty crazy to see what he's done for this team. I say this is going to be a very close game, only because San Francisco's been so hot as of lately, and the Packers' defense obviously hasn't been much. But this is just going to be a game that really comes down to who has the ball last. I don't really know who that will be, but as much as I'm not trying to be biased, I'm going to say Green Bay wins. However, I could see this game going both ways. I don't want to sit there and say, oh, the 49ers are going to win, Packers have no chance. But I feel like the Packers being at home, being in the cold, I feel like it might be a little bit too much for even Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to have no problem. I think Aaron Rodgers will play fine regardless of regardless of anything. And I think the Packers, especially the fact is, we hardly ever host San Francisco, even in the last couple of years. I think, if I'm correct, the Packers, in Rodgers' career, the Packers have only hosted the 49ers, I think, like 3 times. And I think So, I see the Packers, I think they can come out victorious. I think this will be a close game, but I see Packers coming out with it. Alright, next up, Los Angeles Rams, Tampa Bay Bucks. The Rams, I think, are the most overrated team in football, but they only beat the Cardinals because the Cardinals should have just never been in the playoffs. They choked. They've been struggling. The Rams easily got this win. There was no way I didn't think the Rams had to win this game. There was no way. I was like, people were saying the Cardinals were going to show some offense. They didn't even show any offense. The Rams really showed that they could win a game. Even though Stafford didn't even have the greatest game, the Rams showed it. The thing is, I think the Rams are the most overrated team I feel like if they take away Cooper Kupp, the Rams don't really have much. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, when it comes to Brady in the playoffs, he can get it done. I don't care that they don't have Chris Godwin or Antonio Brown anymore. Tom Brady's going to get it done. He's going to throw to Gronk a lot. Mike Evans is still a great wide receiver. He's got targets that he can throw to. Brady proved that against the Eagles. I say he'll do it against the Los Angeles Rams, only because I think the Rams are absolutely overrated. And if that's the case, if Green Bay and Tampa Bay wins, they're gonna do whatever they can, the NFL, to push Rodgers and Brady going at it again. That's how I feel. All right, and finally, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo, what a demolition by Josh Allen. He looked proficient. 5 touchdowns, an unbelievable passer rating. I mean, he just could not be stopped. They didn't even punt the ball once. Kansas City, on the other hand, another unbelievable performance by Patrick Mahomes. You're going to see 2 quarterbacks really gunning it out, slinging it out. But the thing is, Josh Allen has been inconsistent. The last time these 2 teams played, Buffalo won that game because Kansas City was struggling. Now Kansas City is looking like how they did a couple years ago. If Buffalo, Buffalo only wins this game if Josh Allen plays like he did last week. But the thing is, Josh Allen hasn't been that way every single week. He either have a great performance, or he'll either suck and throw inaccurate passes. That's Josh Allen this year, for anyone who hasn't paid attention. When it comes to Buffalo playing Kansas City, I think Kansas City will win this game only because Buffalo, I feel like we saw that really good performance out of Josh Allen, but the very next week we're going to see the struggling Josh Allen, and I feel like that is what we'll see. So Kansas City will win. Obviously, my predictions will be Cincinnati taking on Kansas City and Green Bay taking on Tampa Bay next week. Of course, that could not be the actual matchups, but hopefully I go 4-0 in this one. I did not go 4-0. I did not go 6-0 last time, unfortunately, because I should have picked the 49ers, but I didn't. I picked the Cowboys, and that was a huge mistake. So anyways, if you like what you saw, comment below, subscribe, do whatever, share, and as always, go Pack Go. I'm hoping for a victory for the Packers, and obviously for your guys' teams too. Root on your team, enjoy these playoffs, and as always, stay safe, be smart. We will see you next time.